No beating around the bush anymore. F1 is an incredibly difficult sport, and we must admit it. I mean, look at how many F1 constructors. There have been freaking 171 constructors, and worse, only a few had it in them to secure a win. In this video, we bring you the top 10 outstanding constructions in F1 history by race wins. So don't go barking up at the wrong tree. We don't want to keep you waiting anymore, so let's kick off. Number 1, Ferrari. What if I told you Ferrari is the only constructor to contest every single season of the Formula 1 World Championship? As the only constructor, it is perhaps no surprise that Ferrari leads the way in most race wins. It has 240 wins in its basketball, and don't be surprised to hear it is the only constructor to take more than 200 race victories. The first was achieved by Argentina's Jose Froilán González in the 1951 British Grand Prix at Silverstone. Their most successful period occurred between 2000 and 2004, with Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello recording 57 wins. Number 2, McLaren. The 1988 season was the most successful campaign for a single team, with McLaren winning all but one race. It was McLaren himself who took the first victory, winning the 1968 Belgian Grand Prix at Spa after starting 6th. Now they've got 183 wins in total. Despite their rich history, McLaren was stripped of all its 2007 constructors points and was fined $100 million. But don't forget, it also at one point set a new record as the fastest production car in the world. Number 3, Mercedes. This team has achieved 124 race wins and still continues to assert its dominance. Mercedes participated as a constructor in the 1954 and 1955 seasons, winning the driver's title both years with Juan Manuel Fangio. But there was an incident that took a toll on the team. Following the 1955 Le Mans 24 Hours disaster, in which one of their drivers, Pierre Levay, and more than 80 spectators were killed. So no wonder Mercedes withdrew from motorsport, including F1. This decision shocked many of the Mercedes fans. Until 2010, Mercedes did not participate as constructors in F1 again. Still, in the 1990s, they returned as an engine supplier, and McLaren became its main partner and acquired 45% of the team. In 2013, they signed Lewis Hamilton, who won a race that season and had several podium finishes. Rosberg also achieved 2 races. And it would be best if you heard this. In 2014, the hybrid era of V6 turbo engines began in F1, and from then on, it is when Mercedes has made history in the sport. Since that year, they have dominated like no other team, winning all the 8 constructors titles and all the 7 drivers titles until 2020. Number 4, Williams. With 114 race wins, Williams stands at 4th on the list. Williams' most triumphant run of form occurred at the beginning of the 1990s. That was the time when they were at the forefront of modern technology, winning almost 20 of the 32 races between 1992 and 1993. Williams, however, has been without a win for a long time, but with Nicholas Latifi and Alex Albon for the 2022 season, hopefully things could be better. Number 5, Red Bull Racing. It is a remarkable feat, especially when you consider that the team only took their very first victory in the 2009 Chinese Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel was the winner on that April afternoon and has led the way, winning on 38 occasions for Red Bull, with Ricciardo and Mark Webber chipping in where possible. The momentum between them was great, I must say. Those 81 wins have translated into 5 consecutive drivers and 4 constructors' crowns. Number 6, Team Lotus. The original Lotus team won a total of 79 races in their existence between 1958 and 1994, but now they have got 79 wins. British driver Innes Ireland got the ball rolling by winning the 1961 United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, but sadly, some ridiculous exploits of 2 Britons cemented the team's place in Formula 1 history. Racers like Jim Clark and Graham Hill secured 3 titles for Lotus between 1963 and 1968. 8. Although no more championships arrived, Grand Prix wins continued to flow. Number 7, Brabham. These teams always had a winning mentality. No wonder they have 35 race wins. Brabham won 35 of the 402 races it participated in between its debut in 1962 and its final race in 1992. The team is best known for Jack Brabham, the team's founder. He became the first driver to win the World Championship in a car bearing his own name in 1966. But it was American racer Dan Gurney who took the team's victory in the French Grand Prix of 1964. Brabham himself, in fact, did not win for his own team until his championship year, in which he found a run of 4 consecutive victories good enough for the title. The team suffered a drop in form until Nelson Piquet rose to prominence, with the Brazilian scooping the 1981 and 1983 crowns. Brabham then encountered an even sharper decline as the ownership of the team continually changed, dropping from world championship contention before failing to finish the 1992 season. Number 8, Renault. The team has competed in 304 races, winning 35, taking the title in 2005 and 2006 with driver Fernando Alonso. In 1977, the company entered Formula 1 as a constructor, introducing the turbo engine to Formula 1 with its EF1 engine. In 1983, Renault began supplying engines to other teams. Number 9, Benetton. Benetton got 27 race wins, but the team was sold off and became the Lotus F1 team in 2012. In 2001, after having participated in 260 Grand Prix, winning 27 of them, the team was sold to Renault, and later, Lotus repurchased by Renault and became the Renault Sport Formula 1 team in 2016. So this team has got one hell of a history, don't you think so? This is not it, guys. It is now continuing as Alpine in 2021. If we look into the initial years, the team was owned by the Benetton family. If you are wondering if there is a worldwide chain of clothing stores under the same name Benetton, then I must tell you that you are going in the right way. They are both owned by the same family, just so you know. Moving on, Benetton has left a permanent mark in the Formula 1 world. In the early 1980s, Benetton first sponsored the English Tyrrell team and then the Italian Alfa Romeo team. When Luciano Benetton took over the company, that is when the real adventure began. He took over for £2 million. It was the beginning of an exciting adventure. Benetton's only job was to annoy the two great teams of the moment, Williams and Ferrari. Between 1988 and 1990, Benetton achieved 2 bronzes and also a handful of victories. Back in 1991, Benetton signed a young German driver, Michael Schumacher. After a third-place finish in 1993, Schumacher won the Drivers' Constructors in 1994. It was the pinnacle for the Benetton formula, which in the following years got good placings. But this team had seen a skyrocketing increase in brand popularity and know-how on high-tech fibers and fabrics. All this was acquired while studying the driver's clothing. Number 10, Tyrrell. Most teams never die out as such, but rather evolve from one brand to another. One such example of that is the Tyrrell Racing Team, which is now merged into Mercedes-AMG. Jody Scheckter is the only driver to win an F1 race in a 6-wheeled car, and he drove the famous Tyrrell for the first time. As of the 2022 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the teams which descended from Tyrrell have won 124 Grand Prix, 8 Drivers' Championships, and 9 Constructors' Championships. So its legacy still lives even now in 2022. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and what is your favorite F1 team? Let us know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and hit the bell icon to get notified of future videos.